So good morning. So those of you who are new to Yoga with Ciara, on a Sunday we roll around on the floor. It's called a Sunday Yum. And yeah, so today we will be focusing on the sensations of how we move, connecting to sensations. And it's going to be based on the rolling forward and then the opening out of the torso. I was doing it all week in Zooms. It was really beautiful. So have your little book and just closing your eyes. And just get the felt sense of you in this moment, that feeling tone of how you experience your body. How would you describe this as something like something in nature or an object or a descriptive word, or it's like a chandelier hanging from the center of a staircase or something? That's kind of what I feel, this sense of this beautiful hanging feeling of my deep heart and my throat. Write it down. Where is your wellness? Yeah, something in the softness of my heart and my face. I feel wellness. Write down your wellness. And then what 5-minute action or non-action could you take? And how's it going so far? I really ventured into like sitting. Yeah, I sat twice, maybe even twice. The third time was an almost with the sea yesterday, and just really absorbed it and felt it and acknowledged that I had made time within the busyness of my day to dwell on just being me and feeling my body. So today, what could you do? Great, cool. So come lie on your mat. Come lie all the way down. And as you lie on the floor, just let your shoulders widen. Let your body settle. So just settling in. And then just flatten your lower back down. And then arch into your lower back. And as you do this, we'll focus on the belly area first. As you arch, your belly gets longer. And as you flatten down, your belly gets shorter. So imagine that there's a little accordion at the front, and it's lengthening and then it's shortening. And just feel lengthening at the front, shortening at the front. So how would you, rather than focusing on the motion of the pelvic tilt, how would you just focus on how could I lengthen and how could I shorten? So the focus is on tracking the sensation in the front of your body and exaggerating the sensation of the front. And suddenly as I do this, I'm starting to feel that there's a difference in how the length of the front of my right side and the length of the front of my left side is. Oh, it's so interesting. Nice. And then come to rest. Sway your knees from side to side. And as you sway your knees, there's length happening as you drop over. So if I'm dropping my knees to the right, the length is happening down through the left side of me. And vice versa. How do you feel length? And how do you allow the length happen into the side of your rib cage? And how do you exaggerate that length? So now I want to bring my arms overhead. And I lean into the side of my body every time my knees come down to the side. And I'm like going, oh, there's length there. And my breath is expanding suddenly. And I'm like, oh, that's so nice. There's more space in here for me. What a strange phrase. Nice. And so drop your knees down towards the right. And then reach a bit longer through the left arm and drop a bit deeper through the left knee. So you have a sense of the left side super long, super stretching. And I'm even lifting the left arm a bit off the floor to find a bit more length through the left arm, left side. Nice. Come back to center and drop your knees down towards the left. And then reach through the right arm, right side of your waist, the deep of your belly, and all the way down into your right knee. And even my arm has lifted a bit because that's wellness for me. And I'm drawing my shoulder a little bit up, and I suddenly feel the back of my ribs a little bit more as well. Just feel, how would you express length through the right side? And then travel. Knees to the right, lengthen through the left. Knees to the left, lengthen through the right. And we're going to start rolling a bit over with our torso. Knees to the right, lengthen with the left, and then roll over onto your right shoulder, and your left arm and rib cage are reaching, and my head is resting on my right arm. Okay, and my left hand is stretching over my head. And then roll onto your back, and then drop your knees to the left, roll over onto your left shoulder, and reaching through the right arm, lengthening through my belly, lengthening through my rib cage. And just begin to roll super long through the top of the pose. So as I roll onto my left, it's my right side that's lengthening. And as I roll onto my right, it's my left side that's lengthening. Nice. And come all the way back and land on the floor. Cool. So squeeze both knees up towards you and just hug them in. Nice. And bring your arms along beside you and rest on the floor. So now push your fingertips down into the floor like spiders. So it's like I have these little claws, tiny bit, and then I push those down. This is called spiders. So your fingers are standing like little spiders on the floor. Squeeze your knees as close to your chest as you can, and then drop your toes down towards the floor. Squeeze your knees in, noticing the shortening of your belly, and then drop your toes down, noticing the lengthening of your belly. Knees up, shortening, toes down, lengthening. How do you exaggerate the lengthening of your belly and the shortening of your belly? So exaggerate here. It's not about what your legs are doing. It's actually they are moving and you're feeling this action in the deep of your belly. One more time. Nice. And now roll like there's a clock on the back of your pelvis. Keep your fingertips on the floor as you do this. And again, as your knees move away, you're feeling length. And as your knees squeeze up, you're feeling a shortening. Feel the motion to the side as well. So we have that side body coming in as well. Oh, and then in the other direction. Nice. Both feet to the floor. Pause. Nice. So feet are hip distance apart. Arms are out to the side. No, actually don't. So keep your feet on the floor and reach your arms overhead. And when you reach overhead, there's a lengthening in your chest. And then bend your elbows and bring them to the floor, and there's a shortening. So reach your arms maybe at a 45-degree angle or just above the floor, and then pull both elbows down. So how would you lengthen more as you reach your arms overhead? And how would you shorten more as you bring your elbows to the floor? So one way of doing that is arching your back more, lengthening, and then to shorten more, you could lift your head. Lengthening, and then lift your head. Just feel the motion of your spine as you lengthen the front of your body, as you shorten the front of your body. And I'm beginning to really exaggerate now. I'm feeling the deep of my belly is starting to understand the message that I'm giving it. One more time. Super cool. So drop your knees down towards the left and then draw your right knee up so that your foot is drawing up towards your left shoulder. And then elbows are braced in into the floor. From here, keep everything still. You can bring your left hand to your right knee. You're going to reach your right arm overhead like you're trying to pick up your phone at the top of your yoga mat. Okay, so reach over to the top of your yoga mat with your right hand. And then pull your right elbow back and bring it to the floor. Pause there. So nothing else moved except for my right shoulder. Reach to the top of your yoga mat for your phone. And then pull your right elbow back. My left hand is resting on my right knee, and that's giving me stability. Reaching, create length, leaning into it. And pull your elbow back. Draw your shoulder as deeply as you can to the floor. Reaching overhead. And then pull your elbow back. Last time. Reaching overhead to the top of your yoga mat. And then pull your elbow back and then deepen. Push, draw your shoulder back, lengthen out through your right arm, and then give weight into the left hand as you draw your right knee a little bit closer to the floor. Feeling the length of that, leaning into it by expanding your arms, broadening through your chest, feeling the whole of your body. Connecting to the sensations and then deepening. Nice. Release your hand, slowly slide your foot back, both feet to the floor. Just sway your knees gently from side to side. A dear friend of mine who's been doing the yoga from the very first day, actually, is always saying, like, how come we're always doing new poses? It's just lovely. It's lovely creating connections and dynamics that are interesting on any given day. It's very wonderful. So, other side. Feet are hip distance apart, elbows are on the floor. Drop your knees over towards the right, and then slide your left foot up. And for me, my left foot is just resting somewhere near my right knee. Bring your right hand down and just place your right hand on your left knee. From here, I want to give my right shoulder a little bit more space actually there. So my right elbow is a bit out from my side. Now turn and reach towards the top of your mat with your left hand. And then pull your left elbow back and draw your shoulder to the floor. So lengthen like you're trying to pick something up at the top of your yoga mat, and lean like it's a little bit further away than you expected. I'm like, oh, it's just a tiny bit further. And then pull your elbow back and settle on the floor. And again, reach, leaning into it. Draw your elbow back. Reach. And draw your elbow back. One last time. Reach. And pull your elbow back. Nice. Settle into it. Stretch your left arm long. You can turn your head towards the left if you wish. And then widen through your chest. Really settle in. I'm going to give a little bit more weight with my right hand into my left knee. Just expanding wellness, expanding sensations. Feeling the lengthening and then dropping into lengthening. Nice. Come back to center, both feet to the floor. Pause for a moment. And then just sway your knees gently from side to side. So the next one is I think it's one of my favorite moves. Well, there's loads of my favorite moves. So the next one is called bicycle. It may go to bionic bicycle, or it might just stay at bicycle. So have your both feet on the floor and your arms long beside you. And then draw your right knee up towards your chest. And then straighten out through your right leg and point into your toes. And then send your heel away from you and drop your leg down until it floats just above the floor. Bend your knee. As I bend my knee, I'm pointing my toes. As I straighten my leg, I'm sending my heel away. Drop your leg down. Point your toes, bend your knee. Straighten your leg, send your heel away. Lower your leg down. And then begin to, it's like this flick of something that happens. And we're going to do our arms at the same shape. So as my leg goes down, my both arms go down. As my knee bends, both of my elbows bend. As our leg lengthens up, both of my arms lengthen. Arms go down, bending, lengthening, down, bending, lengthening. You can reach overhead if you wish with your arms. So you're creating length through the torso as you do that. See what's right for your leg, for your arms. One more time. Nice. Pause there. Leg is floating just above the floor, and your two fingers are reaching down towards your foot. So push your left foot really deeply into the floor, and then tuck your chin in and look towards your right foot. And then lower your head down. And as you lift through your head and look towards your right foot, you're reaching your fingers really fiercely down towards the end of your mat. And down. Reach, lift your head. Down. Last time. Reach, lift your head. And down. Bend your right knee, bring your foot to the floor. Pause. Nice, other side. So draw your left knee up onto your chest, arms are long beside you. Stretch through your left leg, your heel points away from you, lower your leg down. As you bend your knee, your toe points. As you straighten your leg, your heel rises. Drop your leg, bend your knee, lengthen your leg, drop your leg. So drop, bend, lengthen. Drop, bend, lengthen. Arms at the same time. Drop, bend, lengthen. Drop, bend. Feel the whole of your body as you do this. It's like multitasking. I'm like elbows bending, knees bending, arms moving. So this is actually, we have moved on to bionic bicycle. This is bionic bicycle. Nice. When your leg lowers down and floats just above the floor, keep your arms floating just above the floor. Reach into your fingers, tuck your chin in, and look towards your left foot. And lower your head down. Reach towards your left foot. And lowering down. Reach towards your left foot. Pausing there. We didn't pause on the other side, did we? Nice. Lowering down. Bend both knees. Feet are hip distance apart, flat on the floor. And then begin to roll up and down along your spine. So as you roll up and down, just let the yum of your spine begin to express itself. Just feel that. I really like having my palms together, my arms up towards the ceiling as I do this movement. It connects my shoulders and the deep of the back of my spine to the floor. One more time. Nice, cool. So from here, draw your right knee up towards you, squeeze it in. Pausing there. Nice. Stretch up through the right leg, holding on behind your thigh, your calf, holding onto your foot, whatever is available in wellness for you, somewhere. Point your toes, flex your foot. So when you flex your foot, so when you point your toes, it feels like a deeper bass. It's like, I can only speak for my leg. My leg sounds when I point my toes. And then when I flex my foot, it goes, so just feel it. Feel the difference in the nerve quality as you point your toes and flex your foot. Do the same with your knee. Bend your knee a bit. Stretch your leg. Bend your knee a bit. Stretch your leg. So you could be holding on behind your thigh as you do this. You could have it that your leg isn't close enough to hold on to, but that's okay. Just bend it, lengthen it, bend it, lengthen it. Bend your knee, draw a big circle with your right knee. As you do this, just feel the deep inner thigh. There's a moment where there's a shortening as it draws back through the center. And then there's a lengthening as it rocks and rolls out to the side. And then roll in the other direction. Really being in your body, feeling tones, felt sense, noticing your wellness. Nice, other side. So squeeze the left knee up towards you, hug it in. Nice, stretch your leg up, point your toes, heel, point your toes, and heel. Nice, bend your knee. As always, you don't you like if your leg is not close enough for you to hold, then just bend it and straighten it. Okay. If your leg is close enough to hold, then do that. We're all built differently. We've all have different genetics, different life stories, different everything, you know? So if there's ever a leg that doesn't lengthen as much, it's always this leg for me. And I'm always listening, never forcing, allowing it to express itself in all its awesomeness. Be awesome, feel your leg, be well with whatever's happening in the wellness of you. Nice. Bend your knee, draw a big circle with your left knee. And then circle in the other direction. Nice. Feet to the floor. So cross your left ankle in front of your right ankle. Okay. And then drop your knees wide and then walk your feet. So I'm trying to bring my feet underneath my knees, hands to your belly. So this is the same movement that I find very challenging. So we're doing it again. So knees are dropping wide. My feet are moved a little bit out to the edges of my mat, more underneath my knees, then closer together. And just breathe into that. Nice change. Bring your feet back to center. Cross your left ankle in front of the right, and then walk your feet out to the edges so that your feet are more underneath your knees, and then drop your knees wide. Nice. Feet back to center. And then just roll like there's a clock on the back of your pelvis. And then roll in the other direction. Sway your knees from side to side. And then just pause. Let that settle into you. Notice the after yoga feeling, the feeling of, for me, I feel my feet very clearly. I feel my knees. I feel my hips. I feel the outsides of my ankles. I feel my torso and the expressions that we did of lengthening and shortening. I feel my shoulders. My hands feel kind of restful, actually. They don't feel like they did much. My neck. Just check in with that felt sense of you right now. What is the feeling tone of you right now? For me, I still have that feeling of like the chandelier of my heart hanging from the deep of my throat. Such a beautiful feeling. Wow. Very nice. So what's the feeling tone of you? You know, what's the sense of you in this moment in your body? And whatever it is, you know, it's not like, oh, it has to be this way or that way. Whatever it is wonderful. Um, so those awesome. So yes, thank you so much. Those of you who are contributing always makes it really, really great. So I will be here tomorrow. Monday, the 4th of April. Yeah, ideas for where this is going. There's a sense in me of a safety and a wellness in our bodies that inhabits or becomes or emerges by feeling our bodies as we move, and then expanding that wellness through sensation and connection and awareness, and sensation, connection, awareness, and yeah, integrity, I think, and accountability. And that amazing phrase, self-love is built on the promises you keep to yourself. So I keep to myself. So I is like this deep inner me who says, oh, I'd love to paddle in the river. That was my 5 minute thing. And so will I keep that promise to myself today? And that connection between the deep being me and then the me who is busy and out and doing stuff, will I give myself that time? And yeah, that's the connection we're looking for this month, is between the inner volition or intention or aspiration, the inner fairy, and then the external, I'm going to call it the Neanderthal, who's like, must drive, must go, must work. And like, so connecting to your deep inner fairy. So I hope you have a great day. Sunday here, I'm heading down for my swim on the beach with the gang, Furbo swimmers. It's amazing. It's become such a beautiful community of people who gather on Furbo Beach. And so thanks to all of you who will turn up on Furbo Beach today. And thanks to all of you who came here now today. And I'll see you then tomorrow. Ciao.